Hello everyone, we're going to look at how to model a sofa like this in Blender. So we are going to use modeling tools to model the sofa, and we're going to use the cloth modifier to modify the cushions, and we'll put up a scene real quick and see how to do this in Blender. So we're in Blender and we're going to use the default cube. Hit the tab key to go in the edit mode, and we will add one edge loop on this side, one edge loop on this side. Actually, we don't need on this side, one on this side. Okay, and then we will go to the polygon mode and shift select this polygon and extrude them out. Okay, so we'll go into vertex mode and select these and move them inside. So this will be the side, and then we will go in the wireframe mode, select the middle ones and move it left so we get some sort of a square here. So this width and this width is same. Alright, now we will select this polygon, shift, select this and this, and we will delete faces. Okay, so this is our basic sofa. What we will do now is click on the move tool, and you can see I'll hit the 7 key. You can see that the origin of this sofa is here. We want to move it here so we can mirror it. So if you go to options and click on origin, we will move this origin here. Okay, and then you can add a modifier called mirror. Okay, and then it's not X, it's Y. And we can increase the merge number so you can merge it. Alright. Now we will add a subdivision surface modifier and use two subdivisions. Go to object and click on shade smooth. So this is your sofa, and now we will add some edge loops to give the definition. So we need one edge loop here, so that creates that sharp edge there, and then one we need on this side, so that creates sharpness there. We need one here, so there is sharpness at the bottom, and then we will add one on this side, and I think that looks good for our sofa. Alright, so real quick we are able to create the sofa. What we will do is go to one side view and move it up, and then we will hit the 3 key and move it in the center. So the sofa is somewhat in the center. Go to add mesh plane, and then we will scale the plane big. Alright, and now we will go to add mesh cube. So this one we will name it as floor. This one is sofa. This one is cushion. Alright, so we'll work on the cushion now. So I'll move it up. Again, it's 7 key and tab to go in the wireframe mode and move it up here, and then we will make it smaller. So we need 3 of these. So it's a 3-seater sofa. We'll have a very thin object Okay, again it will be placed here. Shift D, and you can see that there's not enough space in the middle, so we'll select this, shift select this, scale it, shift D, shift D, so again 7, so this goes here, this goes here, and then this looks kind of okay. So select this and scale them away a little bit. Alright, so I just want one actually, but I'm just trying to get the scale right. So now that we have used the scale, we'll go to Object, Apply Scale, and we'll go to Object, Set Origin, Origin to Geometry. Alright, so now what to use the cloth modifier, we need to add subdivisions. So we'll use 5 subdivisions in this direction, 5 in this direction. Okay, and in the modifier panel we will add subdivision surface and use 2, and then here we will go to cloth under physics, we'll use cloth, and this object will be collision, our floor will be collision as well. So when we hit the play button, it collides. Okay, so you can move it down. So now what we will do is we will go under pressure and say P as the pressure. Okay, and then we can use a preset. We can try denim, and the preset seems small, so we'll turn this to say 5 pressure. And then you can play with the vertex mass, so maybe 0.6. Alright, so now once we have something like this, we can then decide which value works. I'm still not happy with the results, so we will try leather. Okay, so you can see that we can make it fall on the floor here better. Okay, and then once it plays, we can find the deformation that we like. Okay, say for example, this one looks okay. Then we can go and in the modify panel, apply subdivision, apply this object, shade smooth, and then we'll go to object, set origin, origin to geometry. Okay, then we'll go to 7 key on the keyboard and then place it in place. 3 on the keyboard, move it up, and then we'll place it there. Okay, so we need 3 of these. So I'll select this one and then hit tab. So you can see that now we have these. I'll add edge loop on top here, another edge loop here, one here, and one here. So I can hit the Alt key and click on the middle one and then scale it inside a little bit. Okay, so Alt, select this one, scale it inside. Okay. I will undo it. That was not looking nice, so we'll try that again, and we will try to use very close and on top one here. So this one, then we will use Alt, this, then we'll use this one, Alt, scale, slightly inside. You can hit the S shift key and then it will move. Okay, so that creates the theme, and then we can copy this, or you can create a variation in it. So if you want, okay. So we got these 3 questions, and then we will do the same thing, add mesh cube, tab S D, and then we'll add seven. That looks good. So edge loop 5, 5, and then I'll add one here also. Okay, so what I want is I want this cushion to fall here like this. So again, this one is going to be collision, this one collision, this one cloth, sofa is collision. Okay, now again we need some pressure, so let's try 3. Very stiff. We'll use silk preset. Object, origin to geometry. Is there a scale factor? No. Okay, so vertex marks, try to increase that. Pressure 1. Okay. The problem is we don't have the subdivision. So when we add subdivision, move it up. Alright, so now it looks better. Under cloth, we will increase the pressure to 3. Vertex mass 0.15. Okay, so we get some nice bend in the cushion. That looks good. I like that one. Object shade smooth. So that cushion falling down there looks nice. And we can simply mirror this one. Modify panel, apply, then this is the cushion, so we will go to tab, select the middle one, and then we can add an edge loop near the middle one. Alt, select the middle one, S, let it decay inside to create the crease. Okay, so this can have one more subdivision, and one is good. Then we can apply that one also. Okay, so we got this cushion. We will then simply, I'll go to the origin and move the origin ahead so that I can mirror this one. Y. Okay, so that's about it, and now we will add a background. Shift key, rotate 90 degrees, move it back like that. So we'll go to 0 key, view, lock camera, place the camera so you get the camera that you're looking for. Now we'll go to 1 key, add mesh cone, Okay, so the cone depth will be 0.2, radius 1 will be 0.2, 0.1, 0.2. So depth will be 0.5, so longer, 0.05, 0.1. Alright, so this will be our leg. Shift D, go to 3, wireframe, Shift D. Alright, so you can rename the cone as how did the camera view change? Alright, so this looks good. Now texture mapping real quick. Let us save our file. And go to materials, add a new material, name it floor, select the background, add a new material, call it wall, and then we will have same material to this for all of these. Okay, so we'll go to shading mode now, and if you go to texture heaven, textures, go to floor. Okay, I'll use this floor image. I will only download the diffuse, cut, desktop, 3D assets, paste. I have the floor material. I don't want to spend too much time looking for materials, so that is good enough. So our floor has a surface, so we'll go to image texture, open 3D assets, open the floor texture. Okay, so you need to have edit preferences node wrangler on. Okay, and if you hit Control P on a Windows computer, you can hide your tiles so they are small. And it's important to see how it looks from the camera. Okay, so that looks good. Our roughness will be down. Roughness for the tile will be down, so it is going to reflect. And then you can add, search for bump, and then you can connect the bump to bump, and then the same image we will use it for the height and 0.1 or something very low, so it gives that roughness. Now actually we need a very high roughness for our sofa. For the base color, again image texture, open, and you need to find some textures. So I have like fabric texture here. Okay, and then we need to assign that to all of our materials. Okay, so our sofa needs some UV mapping. So you go to UV editing, select the sofa in wireframe mode, everything, hit the U key and say Smart UV projection and say OK. Alright, so this is the projection for the sofa. Then if you zoom in, it looks good, so you can scale it and tile it big. Okay, if you hit the U, you can also go to U, project from view. Okay, so it will look right from the view, project from view. Oh, doesn't look nice. So let us just do smart. That's a better job. Unwrap. Let us do a cube projection. Or what we can do is modify panel, apply, then U smart, and that does a better job. Tab U smart, tab U smart, it's so I will delete this one and this one and should be. So you will have to spend some time to do the mapping. I'm really speeding things up. And then in the shading network, if you want to add some color to this, you can add a mix shader. Mix RGB. Color 2 can be some reddish color, and the mix, we can multiply this. putting it in the wrong place. It has to be here. And mix RGB. This can be, say, a reddish color if you want. Okay, or a bluish color. So you can change the color of the texture. For the wall, we will simply add bump, connect it to normal, add noise, connect it to the height, 0.1, T 500. So it gets this roughness. Increase the detail. Okay, so that becomes the wall. So we got the floor, the wall. Then we need one texture for the legs. So select the leg, add a new texture, call it metal. It will be metallic, it won't be rough. And then we'll assign the metal material to all the legs. Alright, so now the last thing is to add a environment texture for our light. And go to HDRI Heaven and download HDRIs and use an HDRI that you like. We'll go to cycles, use this 64, denoising. I've downloaded Open Image Denoise. You can download that plugin. So we get the sofa. We'll go to 0 and you can see how things look. We can add depth of field, so go to camera settings, depth of field, open the limit. It is actually pointing in the right direction, so that is good. So again, go to 0 and reduce the f-stop. Point 2. Get color management and use extra high, very high contrast. Gamma can be 0.5, exposure can be 0.5, and if you go to render output, we'll use 1280 by 720. Render image. So the texture has a seam and it's not looking nice. So you need to find a better texture. So I'll select this And I will look for some other texture. I'll try this white one. And this looks much better. It gets rid of all those seams. And then you can play with the color and change the color if you want. Alright, so that's about it. Thank you very much for following this tutorial, and hope you can look at the other tutorials and see and learn more. Thank you.